150 years ago, or 200 years ago, when the blacks were slaves, did they ever go to Washington, D.C. and have a rally 200 years ago to protest against slavery? Did they? No. What did they do? Well, a lot of good people in the plantations would say, hey, it's wintertime. Let us help build a church for you, dear folks. And they loved them and taught them how to read so they can read the Bible. And here's what the blacks did about 150 years ago. They humbled themselves. They prayed. They sought God's face and they turned from their wicked ways. And God made slavery illegal through several white presidents, right? It worked, didn't it? They didn't protest.
We like to say that slavery was a long time ago, but you are looking at a man who was raised in the same house with a woman who was raised by someone who was enslaved by America. This is my dear great-grandmother, Justine Brown, but I just called her Nana. She died at 101 when I was 31 years old in the year 2015. I spent 31 years of my life with a woman who was raised by someone who was enslaved by America. Her grandfather, Willie Simmons, was born enslaved in Beaufort in 1838. Slavery was not a long time ago. Jim Crow, redlining, lynch mobs were even more recent. This country owes reparations to Black Americans, and if this country had done to you what it had done to Black Americans, I will be right here fighting for you to get what you are owed as well.
I am Greg Marcel Dixon, and I approve this message.
Hey, bro.
Huh?
Let me ask you a question, man. Why you ain't change clothes, bro?
Let me ask you a question. Every time you see me, you gotta ask me a question like you 50 Cent asking people 21 questions.
But, bro, you gotta have some hygiene.
Let
man.
me ask you, did you take a bath last night?
Of course, and that's what I'm telling you, man. You gotta have some hygiene,
Well,
man.
congratulations, because I'm homeless and now I have the luxury to take a bath every night and wash clothes like that. So be grateful for what you got and stop always talking about people and stuff. That's what's wrong with people. They always talking about people instead of trying to help them and stuff. Just thank God that you able to take a bath and change your clothes every night. I might have them on the next day and the next day and the next day. That's between me and God. You worry about yourself. Any more questions?
You good,
Oh,
bro.
all right, that one I thought. Have a blessed day.
welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show, News Break Edition. Welcome. Hopefully everybody is doing great this evening. Hopefully everybody is doing well. And as y'all understand, for those who were here last Wednesday, you understand that I am making the midweek report more of a hybrid. So it's going to be a hybrid between, of course, the midweek report and the news break. So hopefully y'all enjoy this, and shout out to all of y'all who tuned in last week. Thank you so much. So like I said, this is a hybrid. So we're going to do a little bit of both things we do on both broadcasts. So with that being said, first off, family, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button. If you are watching the replay, make sure you hit the like button. If you're looking at the replay right now, please make a comment, because you were not able to be here live and participate in the chat with all of us. So as you will see all of our chat participants on the screen who are here early in the broadcast, you could be one of those if you catch the next broadcast, and you can do so by subscribing and hitting the notification bell, hitting the word all. That way you'll be notified every time this broadcast goes live or a video is uploaded. So also share this on your social media. As our great brother, Professor Black Truth, says, the white supremacists hate that. So please do us that favor and share this new black media content. So with that being said, let's see who we have in the chat so far. We have Judah Queen in the house. Welcome, our good sister. Black First Fam, don't forget to like and share this live stream. Yes, indeed. We have our sister, Miriam, in the house. Welcome, my good sister. Yes, indeed. St. Louis in the house. David Boyd in the house. I should say East St. Louis. East St. Louis, Sister Miriam. David Boyd in the house. Welcome. We have Aquarius Minded in the house. Welcome. And then we have my good sister from up the way on I-5, Blueberry Muffin. Shout out to you, sister. Shout out to your king over there. Keith Prince in the house. Welcome. Yeah. We have Cyberdyne in the house. Welcome, Black First. And we have Oyela's Cadence. Oyela's Cadence in the house. Yes, indeed. We are now officially international. We have Karen Armstrong in the house. Welcome, my sister. Got our brother, dark-skinned brother in the house. I see you. Peace and salute to you. We have our sister Patricia Slade in the house. Jersey City in the building. Hello, chat and host. Beatzilla, Black One Forever. I'm sorry, Black First Forever. And we are Reginald Jeter in the house. Welcome. Our good brother Reginald Jeter is in the building. I see here. Sidonian Snow in the house. Welcome, Black First family. Tia to you in the house. Health and light, my Beatzilla kinfolk. beatzillapdx kinfolks. Shout out to you. And you know, for those of you who are familiar with what's going on right now with the airlines, everything that's happening on the East Coast has now fully affected the West Coast, and even our PDX. That's what I put on the end of my name. PDX, which is our airport. PDX is actually canceling a bunch of flights. Shout out to United Airlines. Boy, you're doing a bang-up job handling this one, boy. I'll tell you. Shout out to Parker's on the Go, by the way. Shout out to Parker's on the Go for dealing with that ordeal with United Airlines and being able to maintain composure throughout this ordeal that has now became international news. So again, y'all being the first to document that, that's black folks coming right at you, family. So Parker's on the Go. If you guys are into travel, check out Parker's on the Go. Miss D at Suite 201. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, indeed. Blueberry Muffin said, PPT warned us about summertime is when boob tube strike us down. And we are already feeling it right here on the beatzillapdx official show. If you didn't know, Cyberdyne 100 in the house. Yes, indeedy. And our sister Miriam said, certified Black First, Brother Beatzilla, PDX, Black First, Aquarius Minded, and Blueberry Muffin, all the mods, and the chat. So as y'all know, Dark Skin Brother just said he got out of Facebook jail and now he out of YouTube jail. The pettiness is real. See, this is the one thing I want to say. And like I got it right. Right, on East St. Louis in the house. Okay, yeah. See, I know he has this. But Dark Skin Brother, I always say they ain't just going to mess with the voices on the mic. They messing with y'all too. And don't get it twisted. For those of you who have been in spaces with us, just know, it ain't just us they look at. It's y'all too. Because what we have facilitated is just a megaphone for the people to speak. So all y'all have done is came up on our stages, me, Black Alpha, and you have projected what was in your heart, and the grassroots has spoken. So your voices were heard, and we are more than glad and happy and pleased and, of course, honored that y'all spoke your soul to the world on our space. So, shout out to all of you. Now, of course, y'all know we are doing this broadcast on a news break type of style. So with that being said, typically news breaks are one topic. However, this is a hybrid. So there's something I want to cover, which does kind of tie into everything. So it is still one thing. The DNC is a corporation. So how does that work for us? Of course, hashtag the midweek report. So if you didn't know what that hashtag meant, that's the hashtag of the midweek report. So from now on, you could use that hashtag when you are hashtagging or sharing this broadcast on your social media. You could use that hashtag TMWR. So let's get into it. So shout out to Brother Tariq Nasheed for supplying us with the great intro video of this dude trying to find a way to give praise where praise probably is not due. Well, I say probably loosely, extremely loosely. Probably meaning it's not. But for those of you who are coming in right now and that we're not at the beginning of this broadcast, I will play this video one more time.
150 years ago, or 200 years ago, when the blacks were slaves, did they ever go to Washington, D.C. and have a rally 200 years ago to protest against slavery? Did they? No. What did they do? Well, a lot of good people in the plantations would say, hey, it's wintertime. Let us help build a church for you, dear folks. And they loved them and taught them how to read so they can read the Bible. And here's what the blacks did about 150 years ago. They humbled themselves. They prayed. They sought God's face and they turned from their wicked ways. And God made slavery illegal through several white presidents, right? It worked, didn't it? They didn't protest.
And so, fast forward to the weekend. Over the BET Awards, mind you, they had plenty of events going on. You had Busta Rhymes getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, making, again, his claim that he's been ordered to make, that Caribbeans influenced hip-hop and created hip-hop. Latinos have something to do, but again, remember, when we're talking Latinos, we're also speaking Caribbean. And so, as you see on the screen, Trick Daddy at the BET Award. Now, this picture is from 2017, but nonetheless, Trick Daddy is tired of blacks playing the race card. Now, let's keep it above. The BET Awards is not black owned. So they choose to promote what they want black people to consume. And it's not black owned, it's black targeted media. That's why the new black media, the grassroots, all of you are so vitally important to this movement. So, but on the other end of things, they always refer to black people in relation to the church. Now, when it comes to BET does have something that's synonymous with Christianity or gospel music or the church, so you should say. Because on Sundays, for those of you who are old enough, you would remember that early morning on BET, especially on Sundays, they would play a plethora of paid programming from certain churches. Some were black churches. So that's how some of us know certain preachers abroad. Now, for those of us musicians, we already knew who Bishop G.E. Patterson was. However, BET brought to us Bountiful Blessings by the Bishop Gilbert E. Patterson. Now, that was one that if you ever go back and look into his history of how he broke down the Bible, you might find him a bunch different than a lot of typical preachers today. Nonetheless, there was also another thing synonymous after all of this went off. There was Bobby Jones Gospel. Well, one of the things when Bobby Jones was still running, there was also something that went on late night on BET before the Christianity began on BET at night, and that was called BET Uncut. So what happened this particular weekend, as y'all know, this sexy red, non-rapping, non-talent having chick that just talks hella raunchy, because no one can actually tell me she has a flow. The only thing that this girl has said to her credit that anyone can remember is Pound Town, just left Pound Town. My coochie pink, my booty hole brown. That's it. Y'all ain't gonna remember nothing else from that chick. Nonetheless, BET said, let's highlight this talentless ass, non-talent having rapper that barely can even rap a cadence because she doesn't have rhythm, which also leads me to believe she's not foundational Black American. But nonetheless, she couldn't even deliver, because let's just keep it a buck. Young MA, which looks Puerto Rican of some sort, she has way more of a realistic flow to her style. However, this new thought rap that they're producing out here with this Suki Hana, and I tried to warn y'all months or years ago about Suki Hana, because I was trying to tell y'all, like, people like, man, why y'all retweeting that? And why you retweeting this? Now y'all know. What I was trying to warn you of is they're trying to make Suki Hana the next Nene Leakes. So don't get it twisted. They are going, like, Suki Hana is more gold and she's worth more to the establishment than Cardi B. Now I want y'all to just stew on why I'm saying that. Suki Hana is more important to the establishment than Cardi B can ever be. Suki Hana is dark skinned, and quite honestly, she ain't bad looking. She got cool skin. Now she got to wear all that devil's hair on her head, but nonetheless, she's presenting dark-skinned women in a sexy light. Now, over-the-top raunchiness at the same time, that is not by accident. Because what it is saying, okay, so for the whole problem that these non-black women were having with how Instagram and Facebook were, their systems were moving and their algorithms were going and what they were promoting, well, this makes that crowd feel comfortable. The people that said they wanted to out, I want to out Facebook for doing this. I want to out these people for doing that. I want to, because they're sharing this image of certain people. Well, there's an image that they're showing. What is the image that you can't compete with? And truth be told, there ain't no white woman out there that's going to be able to compete with Suki Hana's body. Here's the other thing. Suki Hana ain't all plastic. You understand why she's so valuable? She is a throwback to old school, dark-skinned, thick-ass, pretty black women that don't have to have all that extra shit. Now, she may do it and get her breasts done or whatnot, but understand, she is pushing, because there's going to be females that are naturally built just like that. So instead of making that a classy thing, they need that to be overly tainted with raunchiness. And here's the simple problem of it. Cardi B is too light-skinned. You want to make this go over the masses, she has to be dark. Y'all feeling me? Tanya Zion says she's trashy, though. Of course she's trashy. What you think Nene Leakes was before they got her and cleaned her up and put her in front of you and made her a millionaire and said, go be like her? What do you think she was before? That's why I said Nene Leakes 2.0. You can go through that woman's history. You see where she started. So you see what they promoted, because there was something about a woman in the game that they want to promote to you. Why do you think you got 304s? Why do you think you have the City Girls and all of this and the Meg Thee Stallions? Why do you think that exists? All of them women are tied to the game. So they need you to start playing into blatant entrepreneurial professional whorism. Are you following me? So, nonetheless, let's see what Bobby Jones had to say when he met old Sexy Red. That old ghetto heifer. Help you out one more time. That old ghetto heifer. Yes. Who remember that? Who remember that in the house? Yeah. Rain love in the house. What's going on, my sister? Who remember Bobby Jones? Yeah. Young 9, 3 a.m. What you know about that? I ain't got no panties on. Ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on the dance floor. They was pushing something then. They was like, okay. Now it's get your booties to the pole. Get your booties to the pole. You better jab that thing up. You's a handsome brother. Why don't you jab that thing up? Like, wait, what? Pause. Tanya Zion. Y'all gotta understand that they are, again, ladies. Y'all, I got sisters in the chat. Y'all, they want everyone to look at you as just being, so super over sexualized. Blueberry Master said, listen, I'm 5'10", all curves and all natural. And that's what is supposed to be. I love that stripper, right? Night Rider in the house. The enemy doesn't want classy, they want trashy. Big facts. And like I said, Nene Leaks 2.0, because why? Key Prince says Nene was a stripper. See, notice they're not getting just I'm in the hood ratchet. They're getting somebody who was actively selling the idea of sex, we'll say. You did. But nonetheless, let's look at this man. Because as we're saying that the system is promoting this up on us, keep it and get myocarditis. Jesus. So Tiny Signs, all natural over here. Shout out to y'all natural sisters. Trick Daddy is tired of blacks playing the race card. Lord. So the Miami legend, Trick Daddy, scorched his own people when he said that black people are their own worst enemies and that he is sick of the culture using the, quote, race card. Speaking on the Revolts TV Big Fact Show, the I'm a Thug MC said he is tired of ends playing the race card when it comes to everything. Ends is other ends problem, Trick Daddy said. My goodness, dude. Really, bro? Oh, Lord. Them white people ain't thinking about us. What the hell is this Negro talking about? You smoke too much of them cavies, pimp. Not only that, though, I mean, let's just keep it real. I'm from the West Coast. No one around here would ever call themselves Trick Daddy. Trick ain't going to be in the name of nobody from out here. You ain't ever met nobody from the West Coast who ever called himself Trick. Anyway, moving on. Every time we get a few dollars, we run to them people's store and spend our money, Trick. Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Did I not just hear, like my brother Black Alpha always says, Cooper Vasquez? Did I not just hear a Kubar line right here? Every time we get a few dollars, we run to them folk in stores and spend our money. Black people complain about inequality, but stubbornly refuse to patronize Black-owned businesses. Notice how it's always a Black person with a Black business, well, because they're Black. So a Black person with a business that always complains about Black people not supporting Black businesses. Let me tell you, as one of those individuals who very rarely get support from Black people in their own neighborhood, it comes with the territory. So if you're doing it, you do it. If not, then you don't. Nonetheless, shout out Vintage Clothing Apparel. And shout out to Maxwell Jenkins in the house. Peace to you, my brother. Now, again, yes, Oyela, I'm a thug. And then we know what I'm a thug is synonymous with. Thug is synonymous with what? So he's saying you feel me? But now he's trying to flip it and act like, man, I can't stand when these dudes do this. That everybody ain't thinking about us. Brother. 300 and what, 10 years of chattel slavery. And somehow in your mind, you say, everybody ain't thinking us. You built the planet's economy. You drive the influence of what makes the economy money right now. So it's an asinine statement to say everybody ain't thinking about us. Wrong. Everybody is thinking about us. They don't get money and come spend their money with us. Of course not, Trick Daddy, because that's not how the system is made up. This is why crack smoking rappers should not be talking politics or Black progressive issues in front of anyone. Trick Daddy needs to be quiet. Trick also said he is tired of, quote, Uncle Tom protesters pimping the culture and trafficking and profiting from racial unrest. This is 2023. When's the last protest y'all remember? What was the last protest? Is he talking about George Floyd? So is by chance he ishing on George Floyd's demise? Shout out Scarface, because that was your homie. I mean, but you know, the Trick Daddy's your man. I'm just saying. Bun B, man, you know, they know all the people to get. Y'all better understand, every good business deal is not a good business deal. So they are not going to put money in one thing and act like they will not control another. That's how this business works, brother Bun B. Don't sink your ship for them folks. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving back on to, unfortunately, connected matters. Protesting civil rights. Bull. Really? This dude, for real? Attorneys and lawyers and activists getting up, trying to be on TV, telling us the same expletive story they tell us every time someone gets killed. Hey, bro, you are full aware of the grassroots. You up over there under Uncle Luke, and you had him on your show after all of this. And then you try to come out your own mouth, bro, and say, no, see, all of us in like here in the Caribbean together, you've been perpetrating this BS, fam. And Trick Daddy, well, I guess we'll eat this foundational black ale, but my dude, you pulling the Bojangles move here, bro. On the real. Quote, we want justice. What justice? $3-4 million? This lady's son dead. That ain't no MF injustice. A disgusted trick rail. Brother, do not. Okay, I'm sorry. Why are there labels on cigarettes today? Is anybody old enough to remember why cigarettes are marked with that disclaimer? I know Trick Daddy's old enough to know. By the way, the biggest face of that lawsuit was a passed away black man. Pretty sure a lot of y'all don't know that one, but that's how these laws got passed. Lord. Everybody knows that the street game and the dope game funding. Did this Negro just do that? I couldn't even finish reading that, fam. That just felt like snitching. The hell is he talking about? What is he doing? And oh, by the way, FYI, breaking news. If you didn't know, Casanova just got hit with 15 years today. So he's going away. So another rapper, drill rapper, that they have been pigeonholing into a certain industry. Yep. This brother caught 15 years today. He's gone. So Casanova, salute to you, bro. I don't know what's going on, but you got that RICO charge with the feds. And y'all better pay attention. All the old dudes who would have got RICO cases, they folded to the feds. Excuse me. Yeah, so anyway. Now he's telling on people in the street. Now he's telling on people behind rap music. Always has. Everybody knows that. That's no secret. But we're trying to do something right with the money. So let us do it. Yo, the fact that no one has ever got caught up around this dude is amazing. Don't pull a whole task force together and come lock boys up from Atlanta, Miami, and Memphis and say all these is crime organizations. Negro, do you realize the first part of your statement? And I'm sure there's some young dummies out there like, well, you telling the truth. You don't get on TV saying nothing like this, man. And this are out of, I'm not finna take nobody that was in the streets at no time talking like this on camera. Hell no. He know better. And on top of that, what about all them young boys on the street and whatnot? This is dry snitching, and you dry snitching on people you don't even know. What a dirtbag move, bro. Trick Daddy, he gonna be up there like, I ain't no rat, I ain't saying this. You know exactly well what you doing. You might as well been on Vlad with this, dude. Anyway, let's hear what this Negro got to say. We'll hear a little bit.
Have to deal with my life, and I'm a 70s baby. It's racism, so I'm tired of niggas playing the race card when it comes to everything. Niggas is other niggas' only problem. Niggas block niggas quicker than a cracker block a nigga.
Shout out to my brother Black Alpha Network and Afro Elite, as y'all see them during the video. Can y'all hear this, dude? This right here, just like I said on my last broadcast, when I said Umar has quit, here's another brother that's quit.
Real shit, them crackers ain't thinking about us. Every time we get a few dollars, we run to them cracker stores and spend our money. Them crackers ain't thinking about us. They don't get money and come and spend no money with us. Niggas is niggas' worst enemies, and they gotta stop playing the race card. I'm tired of these Uncle Tom protesting, civil rights bullshit attorneys and lawyers and activists getting up, trying to be on TV, telling us the same goddamn story that they tell us every time somebody else get killed. Every time say the same thing. We want justice. What's justice? $3-4 million. This lady's son dead. That ain't no motherfucking justice.
Here's the other part. So, Trick Daddy, you really literally took yourself on a broadcast with two tethers? As you can look at both of them and tell they ain't FBA. So you really took yourself up there with them two tethers to talk against black folks here. I guess things is drying up in Miami, huh? I mean, because the game is over in Miami, obviously. Dude. Man, all these people, man, we are only enemy. Not we are our worst enemy. We are our only enemy. We are our only enemy, family. Do you hear him? We don't have no other problems in this world. This, you know what? It ain't nobody else. It's you that's doing it. This is our problem. Our problem is another one of us. What? Like, this country does have no hit. What a civil rights is in our lifetime, my dude. 310 years is not in anyone living's lifetime. Start there, pimp. Trick.
Real shit. They doing the same thing. They ain't telling you the 30% they getting out of that money. Where you niggas at when nothing ain't happening? Right now, ain't nothing happening, right?
Where your ass at, Negro? When all the grassroots is going on. So, okay, why you doing all this punk ass talking? What grassroots movement have you involved yourself in, or have you put money into? Baller, boss, mayor of Miami. Now you running your mouth on what black folks, the grassroots, is doing, while you over here rapping about you know now. You don't know now. Well, don't know nothing now, nigga. Because this right here is some hoe shit. And this is not cool at all. Because what he is doing is the exact same thing that Umar is on. You are seeing, and the same thing as Uncle Luke. These are old black Negroes who have quit, and I'm going to show you why.
All the streets done calm down because the police, the FBI, and everybody else is circling in on hip hop now.
There's been a hip hop task force since the 90s. The hell are you talking about? Man, they circling around. You didn't have a record when there was a hip hop task force. You was over there still doing background for Luke and a JT Money hype man. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, some of us are old enough to remember.
The street game and the dope game funded hip hop always has. Everybody know that. It's no secret. But we're trying to do something right with the money. So let us do it. Don't put a whole task.
So is everybody in hip hop and rap affiliated with drug dealing? because leave it. So let's not fight for equality. Now, mind you, the people he's referring to fighting for equality are not drug dealers. These are activists. So screw the activists. Let's talk about promoting these drug dealers. Man, we trying to do something right with our money. So you said screw the movement. Then what the hell are you trying to do right with your money? Weirdo. It doesn't make sense other than tap dancing.
That's what's together and come lock boys up from Atlanta and Miami and Memphis and say all these is.
No, hold on, bro. The one thing that you said about, man, you knocking up for money. Oh, you mean Young Thug, the one who said, oh, man, I can't worry about nothing like that, man. We having money. Hey, Trick Daddy, yo, Young Thug time might come too, pimp. So remember these words, fam. And when they come back to bite you in the ass, do not look at us. Because we're just going to be able to play this back and be like, remember what you said? You don't want us to be on top of what we're supposed to be on top of, but you going to sit up here and promote drug dealing and then now trying to come to the defense of absolute Negro foolishness in the rap business that you were supposed to be cleaning your money up. But here's the problem. They didn't get charges by they clean money. They got charges by way of still trying to stay in the street while having all that clean money. So you're not educating anyone, and you're trying to encourage people without intelligence to say you're doing the right thing while promoting death music on our culture. We're trying to take this music and do. Stop.
Is crime organizations, and
right?
We should charge them with RICO and conspiracy and all.
Yeah, when you're still pushing drugs and people are getting murdered, that's what happens, brother.
These boys trying to get a problem. Now, the war part, yeah, I understand. Leave the women and the children out of it. But what happened to the day when a nigga deserved to die? Niggas supposed to die.
So wow. Wow. Now, if I said that this dude was talking like a rat, I'd be wrong, huh? Is he not trying to say, because here's what he's doing. He's placing himself in the center of a crowd. And then while being unassociated with everybody else in the crowd, he's making everyone just like him in the eyes of outsiders. Y'all peeping this? This is some cold game right here.
That's how gangsters really got down. That's how gangsters got their cred. They walked up to a nigga and blow the nigga brains out.
What is he advocating right here? What the hell is he advocating? This dude is out of his mind, man.
Because he did some foul shit. But they excuse me, they targeting us as it is. So
Wait. They targeting us as it is. But he just said at the opening of his spiel, ain't nobody thinking about us. The hell is he talking about?
as I see young niggas come out, if they ain't got three switches and 30 extendos and 4 AKs on their video, it seems like they don't blow up. It's our fault. It's our fault for letting our kids not appreciate things. What you mean? We buy the Michael Jordans. Your mama never bought you no Jordans? My mama never bought me a pair of tennis shoes over $30. We buy them Jordans. Holidays.
Then he immediately switches to the most lowest level minded conversation. Materialism. You try to shoot down empowerment to talk about materialism. Man, my mama ain't bought me no Jordan. Your mama ever get a chance to buy you some Jordan? See, this is where we at now. We can buy Jordans. What's next? We can fool with white women? He's a throwback. Trick Daddy, damn, and the name is so fitting. He's turning himself into a throwback of all of these old Negroes that be like, yeah, I ain't with that black empowerment because I can sleep with white women. I'm empowered shit. Don't you see? I can sleep with white women. Man, I got plenty of, man, I done had me so many of them. Man, I done had me a few of them, man. This is sad. This is freaking sad.
You got how many kids you have?
I know.
Anyone?
She was real quick with the response, wasn't she? I don't have none. Okay.
Y'all got kids? More than you got how many? One. You got three. How many baby mamas? One. That's good. Damn, I'm proud of you, man.
And they don't come from our culture, so they're just laughing at you, you ignorant Negro. And you guys have so many baby mama. Thanks for again perpetuating a stereotype in the wrong company. I hope y'all understand what I just did here. I'm not even gonna play this whole thing. Matter of fact, I'm done with this weirdo. Okay. Yeah, so again, hopefully y'all see what time it is with Trick Daddy, because that's what he's on. And, you know, he ain't about that greatness. Now, when Trick Daddy speaks, is there anything of our greats and our icons that resonates? Like, is there something in Trick Daddy speaking that says, oh, I feel this way? Like, he like Jim Brown. He like Muhammad Ali. He like Sam Cooke. He like Malcolm X. No. Matter of fact, hell no. Of course not. Why? Because he admittedly smokes crack. So why is Trick Daddy on anywhere talking about our empowerment? Negro, you can't smoke weed without crack. You have admitted this on television. And we got him, oh man, y'all might want to listen to Trick Daddy. I don't think so. Listen to no dope fiend. What the hell y'all talking about? All of a sudden you listen to Uncle Smoker? Man, I don't know why these people keep out here fighting for these rights and stuff. I mean, that just don't make no sense to me. I mean, you fighting for rights. I mean, you know, we are only enemy. I mean, because it's all of us that have put each other down faster than the white man can. Ain't nobody out here thinking of us. I mean, they got whole groups called the Proud Boys and all of this. I mean, but ain't nobody thinking of us. And here's the camera in front of Trick Daddy to speak. Hey, you want to get on TV, dude? You want to do reality TV? Man, we'll make you famous again. Take it to the house. Go smoke some crack. And leave us alone in the empowerment space. Stop talking. Here's another thing about the Trick Daddy types. Why are you in this space? Now, he did have one song about America, Still a Nigga. That's probably the most militant tune he had. But now he's tired of us playing the race card. Ain't this your song, fam? Yeah, so anyway, like I said, the DNC is a corporation, which means they buy mouthpieces. They buy voices. Did y'all just notice how they brought that voice from Mr. I'm a Thug? Blueberry Muffin said, Trick Daddy is what happens when your brain gets fried on crack. No doubt. No doubt. Oh, my Lord. Family, if you knew what I was going through at my place right now, boy, you'd be amazed. But I will say this, for all the time that I've been on, I have documented time that certain people around here ain't took care of business. So we're just saying that just for a good old time stamp. It's 7:33 p.m., June 28th. And I'm live, and y'all ain't done your job. So, yeah, just a little piece of personal housekeeping real quick. Nonetheless, back to the broadcast. Wee. Somebody might have to say, okay, well, we have to work out something. Take this off of that and take that off of there. Because you ain't handling what you're handling. Let's see. There we are. Oh, yeah. That too. So the video on your screen is from the Hill. And they're rolling out Barack Obama. And by way of course, instruction of the DNC. Now, if you all will recall, when Hillary Clinton was running for president, there was an email that got leaked from the DNC about Black Lives Matter and other Black activists. So have a meeting with these people. Hear what they have to say. But don't commit to anything. If you have a group that says, I'm going to let you come here and I'm going to hear you, but I already have in place a mandate not to offer you anything. Yet we still had a bunch of brain dead Biden sexuals telling us that voting for Joe Biden was going to be so much better than voting for Trump. Well, in the land of irony, Trump is the only living U.S. president who is not, I repeat, the only living president who is not a descendant of slaveholders. You do understand that does implicate none other than Barack Obama. All that good first black descendant of slave holders. Not a descendant of slaves. So now can maybe Black folks understand the sick, cruel joke in Obama's presidency. Here is your slave master in black skin, and you fell hook, line, and sinker for it. And then we have others that say, well, you know, the people said what they wanted to say, and voting rights, and blah, 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 blah. Well, back in 2017, there was a situation to where a story came out in May 2nd of 2017 about how the DNC went before the courts and told them that they were a corporation because they needed to get from out of dodge of a lawsuit. But nonetheless, I repeat, the DNC had to get a federal lawsuit kicked out, and it was kicked out by way of them telling the courts they are a corporation, a private corporation. Therefore, voters cannot protect their rights by turning to the courts. So, don't take my word for it. Let's hear what just happened today.
All right. Now, to the extent that Barack Obama might be right that it will be a cakewalk for Joe Biden to the White House, is it because the Bernie coalition has been won over by how Joe Biden has governed? Or is it because the DNC is basically deciding that Joe Biden will be the candidate without debates, reordering the primary schedule and all of those kinds of things that might be described subjectively as rigging?
I think it's because the DNC has already decided that Joe Biden is going to be the candidate. A lot of people that came from the Bernie Sanders movement do not support Joe Biden for re-election. 70% of Democratic voters don't want Joe Biden to run again. But Barack Obama is saying the quiet part out loud here. He's letting the American people know that the Democratic Party and the DNC select the candidate that they want. Barack Obama was also selected. That's why he was able to get into the White House. I think people need to take a look back and revisit the DNC fraud lawsuit, because one of the things that DNC attorney Bruce Spiva was able to argue was that the Democratic Party is a corporation and that they actually do not owe you a fair election process. Now, this was actually after Bernie Sanders lost to Hillary Clinton in 2016. He was cheated, obviously. Bernie Sanders won every county in West Virginia, and the superdelegates decided to give West Virginia to Hillary Clinton anyway. Those are just one of the examples that happened during that campaign. But I think this should be a big wake-up call to the American people. And I know attorneys Jared Beck and Elizabeth Beck, they fought really hard against this and pushed back against what the DNC did in this type of rigging. But unfortunately, the court decided that they have every right to do that because they are a corporation. So I wish more Americans knew about that. It's really unfortunate that this happens. And I think Barack Obama, he will be a tool that is used once again come 2024 to fear shame people and voter shame people and tell them you got to get on board and vote for Joe Biden.
So now you're seeing basically the play being described in front of you, as we at the New Black Media have already told you was coming. Now they're just saying it out loud. And like she said, Barack Obama is saying the quiet part out loud. Yes, he is. He most definitely is. But that's what time we're in. Now, mind you, all of the things that we're saying, Joe Biden isn't our guy. He's the private corporation, the Democratic Party, or Democratic National Committee. He's their guy. That's who they want. Although 75% of Democrats do not want him to run again. So this is not a situation of the people's interests. When you have over 50%, you should be looking to do something different. Even before that, really. But at over 70%, and then you're still saying, oh, well, we're going to push this guy through. Well, clearly there's an agenda there. And this is who they're trying to do that for, mind you.
To what extent has Vladimir Putin been weakened by recent events? It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home. And he has become a bit of a fly around the world. And it's not just NATO. It's not just the European Union. It's Japan. It's 40 nations.
So for those of you who might have not have caught, so Vladimir Putin is in a situation with Ukraine. Not sure if you heard Ukraine in that conversation, because you probably did not. Maybe he had a flashback to Saddam Hussein, which actually might want to make you wonder, since he wasn't actually in office when all of the aggression against Saddam Hussein was going on. But he was still a senator. But this man is confused today about a conflict that he is spending trillions on. Well, working on it. Working on the trillions of giving Ukraine. And doesn't even understand what war is going on right now. Just in case you didn't catch that, let me play it for you again.
To what extent has Vladimir Putin been weakened by recent events? It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home. And he has become a bit of a fly around the world. And it's not just NATO. It's not just the European Union. It's Japan. It's 40 nations.
Yeah. So there's that. And this is what you want as a corporation. Here was something else. DNC attorney Bruce Spiva. And they say this is what he said. So here's some things that he is given. Number one, there is no such thing as a Democrat. The DNC just encourages people to vote for the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party, rather. Number two, no one has any right to an explanation of a fair election or expectation of a fair election, sorry. In the DNC's wishes to select a candidate, if the DNC wishes to select a candidate in the primaries instead of a free election process, that is their right. Next, donating money to Bernie Sanders doesn't mean you thought that money was going to assist him. Wait, no, hold on now. Wait a minute. Donating money to Bernie Sanders doesn't mean you thought that money was going to assist him to win the primary. You have no right to think the DNC was obligated to follow their own charter and internal policies about elections. And this is the part y'all want us to just freely die on the hill for? I don't think so. Number 4, discussion of and any disputes with the DNC do not belong in a transparent process in a court of law. The DNC is a private association which should never be asked to engage in the discovery process or have to reveal any of its internal workings or strategies. Wow. Should they decide to select a candidate? Hold on, I need to get that off the screen so I can see it and so y'all can see it. Wait a minute. Let me get that. Okay. Let's see. So, yeah, should they decide to select a candidate, rather than allow a fair election of a candidate? Well, then, yeah, so then they're telling you right off the rip, there is no democracy within the DNC. What they have is a dictatorship of a business model. Their corporation model is what they're running off of. Now, when that comes to us, what does that look like? So, quite frankly, anybody in this stage of the game that's telling us to rock with the Democrats, blue no matter who, you sound crazy. Let me see. Let me read some of this article that I have in front of me. It says, rather than everyday voters, everyday voters are having over the conduct of the Democratic presidential primary, the Democratic National Committee is doubling down on the assertion that the primary election belongs to the people who control the party, not voters. Damn it. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. The DNC attorney asserts that the party has every right to favor one candidate or another, despite their party rules that state otherwise, because after all, they are a private corporation and they can change their rules if they want. The argument is not without merit. In fact, it is legally sound. It is a legally sound argument that rarely has been overcome in the court of law, where the courts are extraordinarily hesitant to get involved in the political thicket. The last time the courts rejected a private party's rights argument was in 1944. Despite the Democratic Party's objection, the court held that the party has to let African Americans participate in their primary. All my blue, no matter who, Biden sexuals, where are you? In 1944, despite the Democratic Party's objections, the court held that the party had, so that means you had to force the Democrats, remind you, or so you know, 1944, that's Strom Thurmond and all the Dixiecrat time. Remember who their interns were and their understudies. Two I can name by name. One being Hillary Clinton and the other, Joe Biden. Y'all understanding me? I mean, come on. The last time the court rejected the private party rights argument was in 1944, when, despite the Democratic Party's objections, the court held that the party had to let African Americans participate in their primary. And these are the people who come before us now talking about we have to protect voter rights. Are they not? So when you get these people around you talking like that, first off, ask them this.
Where's your family from?
And if they get a little, testy on that, then you can let them know, that, well, you have contributed to some behaviors non-conducive to our progress. And what we need you to do,
own your stuff, little girl. Own it.
because it is imperative. And it's important for the cause of justice. But I just need y'all to see these people. So go down to Black Lives Matter and that hustle. So being that the DNC is a corporation, how do we as foundational Black Americans navigate our business with this corporation? You demand something for your vote. That's how you do it. You have to demand something for your vote. You don't go to work every day for free. You don't pay your bills for nothing. So right here is where you ultimately need to be exercising your most heightened frugality. Be frugal with your vote. You'll contemplate buying Dawn or the store brand. But somebody who tells you something like this, you'd be like, well, you know, I mean, come on. Now they got all that money off of all them Black deaths. And then this very same organization, Vote Blue or Act Blue, whatever the hell the name is, that very same organization funded campaigns who said, we are not going to protect the lives to who funded our campaign. So not only did Black people vote for Joe Biden, Black people funded Joe Biden. And more importantly, the death of Black men, especially, and some Black women, fueled his position today. And the Democratic National Committee is a private corporation. How now do you handle yourselves and conduct yourselves politically with integrity, wisdom, and knowledge? How do you now do that and say, I'll just give the Democrats my vote? How? You know, at the very end of this, let me just read the last little paragraph and last line of this article. In other words, the plaintiffs are relying on laws that impose a fiduciary obligation on corporations to protect their shareholders. Shareholders, not voters, shareholders, and protect against tortious, to protect from minor tort claims and whatnot. So against tortious claims like misrepresentation, not fundamental rights secured by the Constitution. So they're protecting their party, not protecting the Constitution, not protecting voter rights. They're only talking voter rights for their own business interests. It goes on to say, but the Democratic Party's argument remains the same as it did over 70 years ago. Y'all see what's happening right there? The Democratic Party's position has remained over 70 years. So when they were fighting against letting Black folks participate, their position hasn't changed. Think I'm lying?
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
And never forget,
I'm not always going to only talk about what we can do for black people.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
well, here's the problem. You thought that we were asking questions.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Because this is a demand. So don't walk out there like that.
You shade tree nigga.
Because, you know, when you deal with foundational Black Americans, there's always a potential chance that things can go and end up in other ways. Sometimes they might end up like this.
Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
In any event, if the DNC is a private entity, then I would say it'd be safe to say so is the RNC. So these are private corporations, like we have been saying a long time, and the president is selected, not elected. So I would have to now start referring back to what we heard years ago when Barack Obama was running. And they said, oh, this energy can't come along with this. But here we are back in 2023. And I still have to agree with the Reverend Dr. Jeremiah Wright.
First was the controversial Reverend Jeremiah Wright.
I say America, America's mother, America's daddy, America can eat a dick, America can lick the balls.
Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? And if you can't, just like how Dr. Umar Kubar Vasquez, as my brother Black Alpha puts it, if all of you who couldn't understand, we knew what we were talking about years ago, and now here is something that came out in 2017, and a lot of you Biden sexuals have been silent on that, but it just happened to pop back up again. The DNC is a corporation. So for everybody that had something to say about the voices of new Black media,
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
because now we are solidly proven to be right. While in the midst of all of this, all these sanctuary cities got people showing up in town getting all these goodies on the backs of your tax dollars, and they call it home like this. But always remember, just like our and tune in Friday, because actually I was going to do something different this evening, and it was going to be a breakdown of a debate between our brother Malcolm X and Bayard Rustin. So tune in Friday, because I want to break that down in a little bit of greater detail, and we're gonna walk through that piece of sound. That's that piece of sound of history. But that being said, let's just give you the true spirit of our brother Malcolm.
I think you're right there. I would not limit our employment demands to Negroes. I would include Puerto Ricans and other minorities throughout our country, which have been similarly discriminated against, though not for so long a period of time as Negroes.
Puerto Ricans weren't enslaved. Yeah, this is a problem that stems from slavery. And this compensation, yes, so this compensation is coming to people who were enslaved by the white man for 400 years. The Puerto Ricans don't even fit into this picture.
Well, they do fit into it.
No,
they do fit into it.
The problem is the Negro problem. They're not lynching Puerto Ricans.
If a dark-skinned Puerto Rican went down to Mississippi, he probably would be lynched too.
Spanish, he wouldn't be lynched.
No, they don't.
It's the Negro here, and as long as he can speak Spanish or some other language, or if he ties his head up with a turban or something, he can go anywhere in Mississippi or in your home that he desires.
You're not aware of the fact, are you, that African students have been arrested in our demonstrations in the South?
When they
speak French.
When they have been mistaken for the so-called Negro in America, they've been arrested.
What I'm saying is...
What you saying is that you are trying to find a relative playing ground of the byproducts of everything that comes off of the treatment targeted towards us. And then you want to talk to us like as if we don't recognize that. So, with that being said, if you are a vote blue no matter who, we first have to tell your corporation this. Hashtag off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
And if you can't understand that this train will move forward, and this type of information might even enlighten more and more and more people to the truth of what is going on out here. Like I said, the last time the court rejected the quote private party rights argument was in 1944, when despite the Democratic Party's objections, the court held that the party has to let African Americans participate in their primary. They were trying to keep black folks out. Now they've found a way to use you. That's the sick, cruel joke. Fight the power. Don't lay down and be buck broken. But if you want to pass that on to all of us, I have to say, for me and us here at the beatzillapdx official show, all of us in the chat, the voices of New Black Media, and the grassroots, I think I call it safe to say I speak for all of us when we dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed, family. So you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so compelled to support this channel by way of donation, you can do so at CashApp $beatzillapdx. That's CashApp $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And so with that being said, family, we're going to break down this because we got, it's been a while since I've went over older, videos, the black and whites. So I think it's time to where we kind of revisit something because it plays into what's happening today. And so we have to look at the past to understand the present so we can shape our future. Can you dig it? So with that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, please like, share, and comment on this if you are part of the replay gang. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all too. And so, keep your smooth stones at the ready as always. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes. Right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knocked out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.